welcome back to the Real Life Testament. Shout out to all my real lifers out there. Please make sure y'all remember to like and subscribe to the video. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video. I know it's been a while. It's a lot been going on, hurricane, all that stuff. But no excuses. I'm back. And today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to have a little story time today. I was talking to somebody the other day and it brought back some memories. Before I actually, got shot, I had a lot of situations, well, a couple of situations where it was like warnings, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I continue to do what I wanted to do. And, perfect example of that, I remember we used to we used to break in houses. We used to call it going to work. You know what I mean? So we went to work one morning. And this particular day, they were like, "Oh, let's go out of town. Let's go out of town." I'm not gonna say the town name, incriminate us or whatever. But they were like, "Oh, let's go out of town and go to work today." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So, we drive, we get all the way down there, and we get to this house. Now it's like a house and a guest house. So like I got the gun on me, and like I get to the house, and there's a window. I'm trying to break the window with the gun. So I'm taking the back of this gun. I'm hitting this window with everything in my body, like all my strength. I'm trying to hit this window and it will not break. I don't know what kind of window this is, but it just wouldn't break. So we ended up trying to go into the smaller house, the guest house, which actually in turn turned out to be the house with all the stuff in it, right? So I take the gun, I get up to the window. It had the door, it had one of those doors with the little square windows in it. So I took the back of the gun, I bashed the window, open up the door. We came in. So as soon as we come in, I noticed this is big flat screen. Now at this point in time, like this is when flat screens had just really started coming out. So everybody wanted a flat screen. So as soon as I saw it, I knew immediately this is going home. I'm taking this. You know what I mean? So we're going through the house and we found a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bullets, guns, jewelry. We found like $900 in change. You know what I mean? Not to mention, TVs, laptops, PlayStations, the normal stuff that, you would get in a burglary, that type of stuff. We got it all. We got it all. You know what I mean? And so eventually we go back to the main house because we're like, well, if we got all this out of the guest house, let's go in the main house. You know what I mean? So we finally get in the main house. Like the window finally broke after like 1,000 tries. Window breaks. I go in. I let everybody in. We searched the house. This was the most pointless house ever because there was like literally nothing in here but straight like it was one of those like older people's houses, like an older woman, and like they have all the like stuffed animals and the dolls and stuff everywhere. It's got that real old house smell to it. One of those, you know what I mean? So now it comes time for us to leave and we're loading the stuff up or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, the flat screen isn't gonna fit. It's too big." So now, I'm like, well, this flat screen is going. I don't give a damn if somebody don't go. This flat screen has got to go because my handprint is literally on the front of the screen. Like, you can see my whole handprint on the screen. I'm like, if anything, we're taking this. Like, I don't care what y'all say. We're going with this. So eventually, after arguing for like 10 minutes, we ended up leaving with the TV on our lap. It was so much stuff that we had stuff under our feet and in the trunk, and we had the flat screen literally laying on top of us in the back seat. There was 3 of us, and it was on top of all of us. So now we're on the way home. We're like, oh, we just did that. We just came up, whatever. We're coming down this main road called Babcock that we have here. We're coming down Babcock, and like how like you get like a driveway, and there's sort of like a ditch on the side of the driveway on both sides for like to be able to drain for the water or whatever. Yeah, so we're coming down Babcock and the driver hits the damn curb, basically the driveway, on somebody's house, and she busts the tire. The front tire is like on the rim. You know what I mean? So we pull over and we get on one of these side streets. It's actually not too far from my house now. So we get on one of these side streets or whatever. And the owner, like my homegirl or whatever, it's her car, but she wasn't driving. She gets out of the car, she looks at the tire, she's like, damn, man, fuck that, I'm not going to jail, you know what I mean? So she jumped in the driver's seat and she was like, get in the car. So we jumped right back in the car. You know what I'm saying? We pull off, mash the gas. We get all the way down the road. We pull right into a tire kingdom. Used the change that we got from the house. We went to a coin star and cashed out all the change and used that change to pay for a new tire. With all this stolen stuff in the car, these people are working on this car, not even knowing it's nothing but straight burglarized items in here. Real crazy, right? So another time, we end up going back to that same city. I don't know why we keep going back here. We go back to the same city and we pull up to this house or whatever. Now, normally, like when we get there, like protocol is always to knock on the door. I mean, knock on the door like the police. You know what I mean? Like bam on a kick to make sure that nobody's in there. So, I did all of that. I kicked the door as hard as I could, bamming on it. Nobody answered. But I heard like a TV on in the living room, but I was like, well, maybe they just left or something. You know what I mean? So we end up going around to the side, and like I get to the door, and I realize like the door is unlocked. You know what I mean? So I open up the door. As soon as I go in, immediately I see like the living room where it's a TV on, and it's like a pallet, like a blanket pallet on the floor. Obviously, it was some kids watching, cartoons or whatever, early morning cartoons. Because like I said, we always did things broad daylight, early morning. That's why we called it going to work. While people are at work, we're breaking in houses. You know what I mean? That's like the best time because nobody expects nothing to get done to their house early in the morning. It's always like a late night thing. So, we had a little gimmick or whatever we was doing. But anyway, so we get there and I go in and like there's a purse. There's a purse sitting on the kitchen table. Now, all of this is kind of suspicious to me. You know what I mean? But I'm like, whatever. We're in here now. So I go in the purse. There's some money in the purse. I take the money out the purse, put it in my pocket. Not thinking like it was so much more that I could have got out of that purse. Now that I'm older, as fraud and all that stuff. But, that was then. I was young. So I'm coming down this hallway to get to the rooms. But like something tells me like, don't just go down there. Just like feel it out a little bit. Because I noticed like it's lights on in the house too. So I'm like, something just don't feel right about this house. You know what I mean? So like I creep and I get to the first room. And for some reason I was crouching. And like I was crouching and then like I looked up. And as I looked up into this first door, this lady was standing there. She looked down at me in my face and her eyes got big. So immediately I'm like, oh no, run, abort mission. You know what I mean? Because immediately when somebody is home, this is no longer a burglary. This becomes home invasion. You know what I mean? And I don't want no parts of that. You know what I mean? So we run up out of there. We get in our car. We pull off. But mind you, we're still in the city and we're like, damn, we didn't really get nothing. We came out here for something. That's always the problem. We don't want to leave empty-handed. Same reason I got shot. Didn't want to leave empty-handed. So long story short, we end up going to a different neighborhood in the same city, and we pull up to this house. A nice prospect, nice area, you know what I mean? So we pull in, and like it's clearly people watching us through like their blinds and stuff outside, but we're not worried about that because we didn't look like we were doing nothing because of the way that we do things, you know what I mean? So we back in or whatever. I get out the car. First I knocked on the door. Knock, bammed on it, made sure nobody was there. Nothing was suspicious, you know what I mean? I go around the side of the house. Now, where I messed up was there was a cable man at the house next door that was in the backyard at their house, working on their cable or whatever. So he saw me in the backyard. I'm assuming he might have been the one that called the police. You know what I mean? So it was another door to where it was a big square glass window in it. And I wrapped my shirt around my hand and I punched the window. Like normally it'll shatter, but this time the whole window like fell out the frame into the house. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I unlock the door, go in. I let my friends in from the front door. Now the way we do things is there's always somebody outside on the phone to let us know what's going on. You know what I mean? So literally, we're not even in this house 30 to 45 seconds. Didn't even have enough time to search for nothing. And they're outside like, oh, the police coming down the street. So immediately, you know what we do? We run and jump in the car. Now the driver is so damn dumb. She is the same driver that popped the tire in the last vehicle. Right? Go figure, right? So we're going towards the police. And we're like, no, don't go that way. So this dumb girl turns around on a residential street in the middle of the road illegally, right in front of the police. So you know they about to pull us. You know what I mean? So the police pulled us over. No, well, they hit the lights, and so we tried to like drive off through the neighborhood as they was following us with the lights on. We was just trying to get away from that area. You know what I mean? So eventually they caught up to us at the light, and we had to pull into the gas station. So the police, they pull us out the car. They questioning us, interrogating us. They wanted to search the vehicle. We went ahead and let them because, like I said, we didn't get nothing. We had just, you know what I'm saying? Both of the opportunities went south, so we never got anything. You know what I mean? So they end up trespassing us from the whole entire city. You know what I mean? And we honestly have never been back. I don't know if they have, but I know I never went back. I took that as a sign. Like both the times that we went to the city, something went wrong both times. We go back the third time, something's gonna go wrong. And I've lived by that motto. Like once you get too many signs, don't do it. I don't know why I didn't listen to those signs that night I got shot, but it is what it is. But I said all that to say this. Like, I mean, there's way more stories that I can mention, but I don't want to incriminate myself too much. You know what I mean? But I said all that to say this. Like, sometimes you get signs and you get like intuition. You know what I mean? That something isn't right and you shouldn't be doing this. Or like some people will say like a gut feeling. You know what I mean? And like I got that gut feeling both times that I went there. But I continued to go, and look what happened. But I was blessed to make it out of that situation, not with the police, not dead, you know what I'm saying, nothing like that. And I thought I learned from that situation. And what's crazy is I hadn't done nothing like that. I hadn't broken no houses, hadn't robbed nobody or nothing up until about 2 weeks before I got shot. And that was a crazy situation within itself because my co-defendant or whatever, we had a friend of ours that we knew, and he sold weed or whatever. And it was on something like, he wanted to rob our friend basically, you know what I'm saying? But me being the loyal homeboy that I was like, fuck it, if this is what you want to do, bro, I'm with you all the way 100. You know what I mean? That's how I am, head first and everything. So how we set it up, we called him. Now see, this is where we messed up. Before we even get to all that, we called him to come. He was like, all right, I'll be over there later. But we had also made a call to get some bars or some Xanax. Now, me on Xanax, like, I'm going to go straight to sleep every single time in 10 minutes. Like, I'm gone. I'm out of there. So we called the man for the Xanax. He comes. I take the Xanax. And what happens? I go to sleep. I'm knocked out. I'm out of there. They wake me up probably like an hour later, and it was like, oh, he's outside. Let's do this. So I'm like disoriented still. Like I'm not even in the right state of mind to be doing this. But it's the time, and I got to do what I got to do. I got to buck up. So, we get in the car. We drive down to the mobile, to the gas station down the street. We tell him we need some blunts. Don't even need blunts, but we're just telling him that. So on the way back home, we're like, hey, pull up to this house real quick so we can grab something from this weed man or whatever. I don't know why we said that, but, it's whatever. So we pull up to this abandoned house. Now, mind you, like I'm like damn near out of it the whole time in the back seat, so I don't even really know what's going on. All I know is that my co-defendant tapped me on the leg, and he's like, so, I pulled a gun out, and I cock it back, and I put it on the back of his head. And he's like, oh, bro, like, he crying, doing all that. So me, all I said, I'm like, bro, you know what's going on, bro. Just give us the money so I don't gotta hurt you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know how I am, bro. Just give up the money, bro. So he, like, this whole time, like, my co-defendant is yelling and screaming, like, give us the money, give us the money. Come on. So, like, he's panicking, you know what I mean? Now, mind you, the guy in the passenger seat, which is also his best friend that we're robbing, he was in on it too, you know what I'm saying? So he's in the front seat acting like, oh, bro, please don't do this. Don't hurt him. Whole time, he's a part of it too. You know what I mean? So eventually he goes in his pocket. He pulls out some money. He gives it to my co-defendant. My co-defendant was like, bro, there's nothing but ones. Bro, where the money at? So this is how I knew that I shouldn't have been associated with him either. Because he looked at me and he was like, bro, I'm finna go get the rest of the money. And he got out the car and went to walking down the street. Now, mind you, I'm high off Xanax right now. So I'm like, how am I supposed to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even in the right state of mind. So literally, like, I was like, bro, you ain't got no more money? He's like, no, bro, I don't. So I get out the car and I told him, I was like, bro, listen, when I get out, I'm finna walk down this street. You go that way. And if I see you follow me in any way, I'm gonna shoot your car up, bro. He's like, bro, I swear I won't. I swear I won't. So he pulls off. We leave. Turns out he has $1,700 in his small pocket because he has some Dickies on, and his small pocket is where the money was at, $1,700, and we missed out. We only got $70 in ones, and that was the first time I had done something like that since the last situation I just mentioned. You know, that was like 2-3 years before. You know what I mean? And I should have took that as a sign, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, because you know at that time, you know, I was selling drugs, getting my little money or whatever. But I was with my co-defendant. I was around somebody who didn't have no money, so I was steady going broke, trying to support him and me. When I go get clothes and shoes, I buy him some. I go get a haircut, he get a haircut. I get food, he get food. I buy drugs, he get drugs. I get cigarettes, he get cigarettes, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So I basically was in a situation where I felt like I have no other option. I got to get some money and I got to get it quick. And so when that didn't work is when it came to the situation for me getting shot. You know what I mean? And that happened like 2 weeks before that. You know what I mean? And like I said all that to say, like, you got to really like listen to those warning signs and that gut feeling that you have, because 9 times out of 10, that's a reason. That be God. You know, that be Allah trying to tell you, don't do this. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a consequence that you're not ready for or prepared for. And like I said, I remember I always said, my dad used to say, life is based on choices and consequences. For every choice, there's a consequence, whether it be good or bad. For every action, there's a reaction. You know what I mean? And I put myself out there, and I had to deal with the consequences, and I'm dealing with them every day. You know what I mean? Lesson learned. But, you know, I said all that to say this. You know what I mean? Whoever watching this, always pay attention to your gut feeling. When you know something ain't right, don't do it. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to go right. If you feel it's not going to go right, it's not, because you're speaking into existence. You're thinking about it. You're talking about it. What could go wrong? It will. It will. Might not happen this time. Might not happen the next time. Might not happen 100 times from now. But that one time you slip up, it'll happen. It'll cost you everything. It costs you your freedom. Cost you your life. Cost you your movement of your body. Look at me. You know what I mean? One decision based off of just wanting to have some money in your pocket. It's not even worth all that. You know, I had to learn that, you know, I can get money other ways. I can get a job and save money. You know, it's slow, but it's still money, and it's keeping me out of trouble. You know what I mean? So just think about that when you out here doing these crimes. And, you know, I can't keep you from doing it, but I'm just telling you, think about those gut feelings when you want to do something. You know what I mean? And like I said, whoever watching this, I just really hope that you pay attention and really heed what I'm saying before it's too late. You know what I mean? But that's enough for today. I just wanted to, you know, have a little story time with y'all today. I'm going to try to get some more videos in as much as I can. I'm working on it, I promise I am. But again, you know, shout out to all my real lifers out there. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Real Life Testament. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And make sure to hit that notification bell to get all the videos as they pop up. Thank you.